How's it going? Beagler bass fishing here. I already did my oil change and my fluids and my hour meter on the boat, but I'm gonna make a video to go over how I did it. I'm kind of glad I didn't record because honestly I had gear oil all over my hands, and gear oil is disgusting. It's like the worst stuff to work with. But this is what you need so far to get your oil change done and your fluids, okay? I'll go over how it's done and the exact ways to do it. You're gonna need a couple things. That's the motor right there. It's a Mercury 4-stroke 115. Okay. This is the oil you're gonna need. Okay. I used 5.5 quarts. I bought 6. Okay. This is the gear lube you're gonna need. SAE 90. 25W40. This is the oil filter with the number. Okay. Remember, when you do your oil change and stuff, you want to make sure you use Mercury stuff. You want to buy it from Mercury, and you want to document it with a receipt, because you have 5-year warranty on your motor. If you use Mobil 1 or something else, you will not keep the 5-year warranty. Now, moreover, Bass Pro Shops can do your oil change and stuff, but they want 280 bucks. This stuff you're looking at right here only costs me about 60. Okay. Remember, you're gonna need 5.5 of these. I only have one because I use one. And of the gear oil, I barely used one full one. I bought 2 just to have extra. Okay. Now, you're going to need this tool, because when you get to your filter, it's not going to come off. You need a filter wrench. You need, what size is this? 27 millimeter. Okay, to take off that nut to get to your lower fluid. Okay, you need this. I'll tell you why. And this, I'll tell you why in a minute. All right, let's get this cover off the top of the boat. First thing we're gonna do, pull this cover off. Put that to the side. All right, we have the cover off the boat, off the motor. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to grab this tool right here. Here's your filter, okay? When you take the filter off, which is not yet, use this tool. Grab the filter, turn. This is your dipstick. Check your oil, okay? First thing you're gonna do is drain your oil. We'll get to that right. You have that right there on your motor, okay? That is the reason why we have this tube. What you want to do with this tube, okay, is you want to place it on here, okay? I got one hand for the camera now, but you place it, get a tube that fits, and you place it on there, okay? Then you turn that nut that way, okay? And then when you turn that nut that way, your oil will drip down into an oil pan you should have right here, okay? Now, when you do that, before you crack that loose, you want to crack this loose, your oil, all right? You want to get some air in there. Crack that loose, okay? You put your hose on there, you crack that loose with the opening wrench, and you drain it down through the hose into your pan. Once that's fully drained, you come over, you loosen this. Now, as you can see, this right here, if you pull off this little nut, it has a little, I don't know if you can see it with the camera or not, but right here has a tiny little hole for a hose also. You put your hose on that, you let your hose run out and drain any excess oil down, because when you let this go, this catch pan is to catch any excess oil, okay? Now, once your oil is drained, fully drained, okay, you take off your hose, you tighten it back up, and you take off your filter, and you want to make sure you take some of this old, I'll get a thing for you, You want to take some of the old oil, okay, and you want to rub all the old oil on this gasket. You want it to be nice and oily, okay? Make a good seal when you put the oil filter back on, okay? Once you have that back on, what I did was I went up here, okay, and I poured I believe I poured 5.5 gallons in there. I checked the dipstick. Okay, you can see my dipstick where it sits at, right slightly below the full line. That's where you want it. When you put the first 5 gallons in, okay, your dipstick is going to be low. So what you want to do is, because there's no oil in the actual filter yet, so you want to put in your 5 gallons. Tighten it up. You want to go to your helm. You want to start the motor. Actually, you want to make sure you put your muffs on. The muffs go on here, and you want to connect your water supply to it. You never want to run your motor when it's dry. So you want to put your muffs on, okay? And I do have some muffs. I'll show you. Right there. You want to put your muffs on your engine, okay? And you connect your water to there. You turn your water on first, then you go over to your boat while the water's running. You turn on your engine, and then when it starts running and it's running good, you'll have water coming out of here showing you that your water pump's working, okay? After you get done running it, go shut everything off, check your oil, and then you fill your oil to where it's supposed to be at, okay? That's your oil change. The next thing, we put on an hour meter, okay? That's the hour meter. Right behind here, it's hollow, so you can screw your hour meter on. And then what we did was we ran the wire up through here, because this gets hot. We ran the wire up through here, and you go on, you're supposed to go around spark plug 1. You wrap it around 5 times and zip tie it. Okay, and I will put some links or pictures up. I'll have a link in the bottom, but I will put pictures up to the hour meter. Now the hour meter does not use batteries. It runs off the charge on here and it just stays charged forever, I guess. But right now you'll see a picture up at the top of the screen on that. Okay, and that's the hour meter. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is drain your lower unit fluid, okay? Like I said, that's the stuff for lower unit fluid. That's where this comes in, this comes in, and this comes in. All right, what you want to do first is this. You want to bend these tabs up. I already have them bent up, so you can break this loose, okay? These tabs bend up. It holds the nut in place. I already have mine bent up for you. That's what you use screwdriver for. Now that's when this wood comes in place, all right? Take this piece of wood, you put it in here, all right? And when you have that piece of wood in there, grab your 27 millimeter, all right? And you take off your prop, okay? You unscrew it all the way. Okay. Take off your nut, and you take off that piece I was telling you about. Alright, and you move this, and your prop will pull right off. Okay? The prop pulls right off. You have that piece. Now, your next step is to drain your lower fluid. So what you do is, you have a 10 millimeter bolt. Get the camera to focus, that'd be nice. Come on, camera. Yeah, 10 millimeter bolt right in there. Camera's being finicky today. 10 millimeter bolt. Okay, come on, camera. I don't know why camera's not focusing, but you have a 10mm bolt right here, okay? You unscrew that 10mm bolt, keep the washer, and put your bolt down right there so you don't lose it, okay? Now the fluid's not going to come rushing out. Okay, another thing is you want to set your motor down flat. So you want the skeg right here all the way down at the bottom. Then you get a flathead and you crack that loose right there, okay? Okay. And you're going to get to this bolt right here, the flathead, all right? You're going to get that bolt loose. Once you crack that bolt loose, your fluid's going to flow out of here, out of that 10mm hole. It's going to fall down into your pan, which it's going to be hard to get a pan there. You're going to have to drip it onto the ground, okay? And once you get that all dripped out, all right, you leave that top bolt off, all right? You leave it off. You take your gear fluid with a pump, okay, which I will show you the pump situation, and you pump the fluid in. You keep pump. You have to hold that thing tight so the fluid don't flow back. You keep holding that pump tight until the gear fluid flows out of that hole. Once that gear fluid flows out of that hole, okay, you put that bolt in and you tighten it up. Once you tighten that up, it causes a suction and it won't allow any of the other fluid to come out of this hole. Then you put that bolt back on, okay? And that took about less than a quart, okay? And by the way, I know I said gallons for the oil. It's quarts. So just, I'll edit that in quarts video. But it takes less than 1 quart of gear oil to fill. First thing, put your buddy back in there. All right. Put that back in there like so. And you put this bad boy back in there. Okay. Remember this flange fits in there. So you want to put it in like so. Okay. And you put your prop back in. Okay, there goes your prop. And you put your little bendy piece and your nut back on. Alright, there's 2 little notches here. You'll see notches. Alright. There's some notches right here. You want to make sure that those, my camera's not really focused and it's giving me a problem, but notches. See, put those on the notches. Okay. Sorry for the camera, guys. This morning I'm just too tired to be messing up the camera, but focus is a little bit jacked up. Okay. So then, once you get that all back in, put your nut back on. All right. Screw it on by hand because you do not want to strip this because this goes into your motor. All right. And you got your piece of wood again. Put it up there. Okay. And you grab this, your 27mm, and you get that right there where it's not going to turn. There you go. You tighten her back up. You don't have to be too tight, but you just want it tight enough where you can bend those tabs back. All right. And you bend those tabs back. I have to get me a wrench to do that. You'll grab me a wrench. Try this. Tighten these up. There we go. That works perfect. To tighten up these 2 bolts right here. Not bolts, they're little safety things that go on the edges. It stops, what it does is it stops the bolt from turning. Okay. Then you're pretty much done. Take your piece of wood, take your stuff and you put it back. Now, I will have links to the hour meter. I actually show the actual mercury fluid you need. If I can find links, I'll put it there. The best thing to do is to go to where you bought your boat, Go to a Mercury dealer, go to Tracker Marine and buy the stuff from them. Put your name in there, your phone number, your VIN number, and document that you bought this stuff from them, because that will save your warranty. Because if you don't, they will say, how do we know you put that stuff in there if your motor gets messed up? Very important, keeping that warranty, okay? Put your boat back together, get out there on the water, and you go for it. I hope this video helped. If there's any questions or stuff I missed, please let me know. Feel free to email me if there's anything you need to know, or detailed pictures or part numbers. I'll get that for you. That was the oil change, the lower fluid change, and the hour meter. Also remember, on your hour meter, the dealer knows how many hours your boat has. The best thing to do is to take your boat to a dealer, have them put it on the machine and see what your actual hours are. Our boat had 20 hours, which is when you do your service. You do your first break-in service at 20 hours. Get a little marker or something and write 20 hours somewhere in your motor, so you know that whatever your hour meter records, you have to add 20 hours. Because you can't set your hour meter to record time. It'll start recording from the second you put it on. So if you have 50 hours in your motor, write 50 and then use your hour meter, and you'll always know whatever your hours say, add the 50 to your hour meter, and that'll be your total hours, all right? I hope that helped. Any questions, feel free to email me, put a comment below, like and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it, man. Beagler Bass Fishing, out.